Good morning, students. Students, in the previous video, you people have studied about the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Now, we are going to learn about the Khilafat agitation and the non-cooperation movement. Now, there were three agendas which were covered in Khilafat agitation and the non-cooperation movement. The first one was Punjab wrong, second one was Khilafat wrong, and third one was demand for Swaraj. Now, when we talk about Punjab wrong, you people have already studied about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, how brutally people were killed. Now, in Khilafat agitation, we are going to discuss today. Now, in Khilafat agitation, you see, after the First World War, in the year 1920, the British government in the area of Turkey, they had imposed a harsh treaty on the Khalifa, the Turkish emperor. Now, when this treaty was imposed on them, they had mistreated, they had insulted the Khalifa. Khalifa is the head of the Muslim community. Now, after hearing this, the entire Muslim community in Turkey as well as in India, they were outraged, they were very angry, and they wanted to work together, they wanted to stand together in order to get or in order to restore the position of Khalifa. And for this, there were two Ali brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. They formed a committee, and that committee was working so that they can restore the position of Khalifa. So the name of the two Ali brother was, one was Shaukat Ali and the other one was Muhammad Ali. Now, when this movement, the Khilafat movement, it was started in India, Gandhiji, he supported this movement. And what Gandhiji saw this movement as a golden opportunity where he can unite both Hindus and Muslims, and for the joint political struggle that was taking place in our country in order to get freedom from the British rule. Now, people in different parts of our country, they protested in different manners. They participated in different manners. You can see there is a header that is People's Initiative. How people they participated in a non-violent manner, and how they interpreted the Gandhiji's call, and what all steps were taken by the people in different parts of India. Now, first step that was done by, it was in the area of Kheda, that is there in Gujarat. Now, in Gujarat, the Patidas, the local peasants, they organized a non-violent movement, and they denied to pay the high land revenue to the British officials. Now, the next one was there in the coastal area of Andhra Pradesh and in the interior of Tamil Nadu. What they had done, they had picketed the liquor shops. They were protesting outside the buildings, they were protesting outside the shops to prevent the others from entering the shop. They were not allowing the people to enter the shop. Now, in the Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh, tribal and the poor peasant, they started with the forest satyagraha. Now, they were doing few activities, like they were taking their cattle for grazing over there without paying the grazing fees. They were not paying that grazing fees, or you can say they were not paying that tax. Now, in this manner, in this way, the people they participated in various people they participated in the movement. Then in the Sindh area, that is there in present day Pakistan, Muslim traders and the peasants, they were very enthusiastic and they were very happy about when they came to know about the Khilafat movement, or when they came to know about the Khilafat call. Now, in this manner, the Khilafat non-cooperation movement, it was spread, and people, they actively participated in it. Now, in the area of Punjab, the Akali Dal, what they had done, they had removed the corrupt Mahants. Corrupt Mahants were those people who are Mahants. Mahants are the religious functionaries in the Sikh community. And what they had done, they were removed because they were getting some or the other support from the British officials. So when they were supported by the British officials, they were doing some or the other things which were not in the favor of the common people. Now, in this manner, this movement, it spread in almost all the parts of India. In Assam, the tree plantation workers, they went on strike. They refused to work in the tree plantations, in the government tree plantations which were set up by the British people, and they left the British owned plantations. And in the Assamese Vaishnava song. You can see in the last line it is written in the in the Assamese Vaishnava song, in which the reference of Krishna was substituted by Gandhi Raj. There is one picture you can see in your book. You can see this picture, this kind of picture you people must have seen in Mahabharat. Now in this picture you can see the charioteer. Students, you can see there is one picture given on page number given there on page number 118. In this picture you can see a chariot is there, and on this chariot Mahatma Gandhi ji is there, and along with Mahatma Gandhi the nationalist leaders are there. So what they are doing, they are all the nationalist leaders, they stood together and they are working towards the common cause, and they are working in order to get rid of the common enemy, that is the British people. They are working in order to get freedom for our country. Now next topic is related to what were the happenings in the during the time period of 1922 to 1929. What all thing happened in that time period? You know, Gandhiji, he started the non-cooperation movement, but Gandhiji, when he started the non-cooperation movement, when the non-cooperation movement was in its full swing, it means it was its highest peak, then at that time the Gandhiji, he called off the non-cooperation movement. And what was the reason behind that? The reason was the violent incident that took place at Chauri Chaura, that is there in Gorakhpur. It is there in Uttar Pradesh only, on 5th of February, and the year was 1922. Now as the policemen, they fired on the group of people. The policemen, what they had done, the policemen, they had fired on the group of people, and the group of people, because they were also very angry, they were also, you can say, they were enraged because many of the people, they were killed. Now what they had done, in turn, they had set a police station on fire. In order to take revenge, what they had done, they had set the police station on fire, and when they had set the police station on fire, it led to the death of 22 English policemen. 22 English policemen, they had died. And but Gandhiji never wanted this movement to be a violent one, because this movement was a non-violent one, where everything has to be done in a very peaceful manner. And the main motive and the main concept, the main aim of Gandhiji, it was not fulfilled. That is why he called off this movement on 10th of March, and the year was 1922. And when Gandhiji called off this movement, and after that Gandhiji, he was arrested and he was sentenced to 6 years of imprisonment, 6 years of jail. Now at that time, when the non-cooperation movement, it was called off, there was no any other nationwide mass movement was there, where all the people, they can be united so that they can work for the common cause. As the non-cooperation movement, it was withdrawn. Students, in the year 1927, government appointed a commission and that commission, it came to India so that the further constitutional reforms can be done. And it was named after the chairman. The name of the chairman was Simon. Now as you know that all the members in that commission, they were not the Indians, they were the British people. So all the Indians, they opposed it, they protested against it. And they had when they were protesting, they also had the flag, black flag demonstration was there, and the people were saying the famous slogan, that is Simon, go back. Now you know about these famous nationalist leaders, about Bhagat Singh, Rajguru. Now in this box you will see there is one line given, that it takes a loud voice to make the deaf hear. This is the famous slogan which is given by whom? This is the famous slogan which is given by Bhagat Singh. Now as you know, Bhagat Singh, he was a revolutionary nationalist. You can see in the first line, so Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad and Sukhdev. What they had done, they fought against the colonial rule, and they fought against the rich exploiting classes. And for this purpose, what they had done, for this purpose, they had made the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. Underline it, take pencil in your hand and underline the full form of HSRA, that is Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, in the year 1928 at Firoz Shah Kotla, that is there in Delhi. Now on 17th December, and the year was 1928, Bhagat Singh, Azad and Rajguru, they had assassinated Saunders, a police officer. And why they had assassinated Saunders? Because in the Lathi charge when Lala Lajpat Rai he died. So Saunders was involved in that Lathi charge. And then on 8th of April, the year was 1929, Bhagat Singh, B.K. Dutt, what they had done, they threw a bomb in the Central Legislative Assembly. And the main reason was that they wanted the British people to know about the things that were taking place, to know about their power, to know how the Indians, they can stand against them in order to get the independence for their country and for their people. Now all the three people, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru, they were executed on March 23, and the year was 1931. And at that time, the age of Bhagat Singh, it was only 23. Students, after the withdrawal of non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji's followers, they stressed that the Congress must work especially in the rural areas. Some of the other productive work, it has to be done in the rural areas. And the leaders like Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru, they also argued that the Congress should fight for elections. They should fight for elections, and they should win the seats in election and in the provincial legislature, in order to influence the government policies, whatever government policies were made, so that they can have the influence in that. And however, after the death of the Chittaranjan Das, which was in the year 1925, there were other, the Swaraj Party, it became very weak, and the formation of the other parties were also made. In your book, you can see in this paragraph only, the name of the two parties are given. The first is Rashtriya Swami Sevak Sangh, that is RRS, and Hindu Organization, and the Communist Party of India. Now these parties, they came into being, and they were raising the demands of the people, and they were participating in the freedom struggle, how they can get their country free from the British rule. Now at the same time, you can see at last in this paragraph, it has been given that on 26th January, and the year was 1930, when the Congress leader Jawaharlal Nehru, what he said that on 26th January 1930, it will be celebrated, it will be our Independence Day. But you know, as we got our independence in the year 1947, and the year was 1947, and the date was 15th August. But the importance of 26th January, you can see that 26th January is celebrated as our Republic Day. You know, our constitution, the framing of the constitution, it was completed on 26th November only, but it was enforced on 26th January, because this date, it had got importance in our history, because on this day it was declared as the Independence Day. But because of some of the situation and circumstances, the Indians can't get the independence on that day. Now you can see in this box there is a picture where the demonstration has been shown by the people, and where the people, they are opposing, and they are saying the famous slogan, Simon Go Back. Now in the year 1920, students, under the leadership of Gandhiji, the Congress, they launched the civil disobedience movement. It was started on 12 March, and the year was 1930, and this famous movement is also called as Dandi March. Now why the civil disobedience movement it was started? The reason was that because government had got the monopoly on the manufacture and on the sale of the salt. And people, they had to buy the salt from the government, they had to pay the tax for it. And what is salt? Salt is the basic necessity of all the human beings. At present time also, if you see, on daily basis we intake salt in our food. So Gandhiji, along with his 78 followers, he left the Sabarmati ashram, that is at Ahmedabad, and travelled towards Dandi, that is the village on the west coast of India. Now, this civil disobedience movement that was led by Mahatma Gandhi, it was not only confined to the area of Gujarat, it spread to the other parts of the country also. And one of the most important thing about this movement is the active participation of the women was there in this movement. Apart from that, the people, they also boycotted the forest laws. They said that they are not going to use the foreign goods, refused to pay the unjust land revenue. So these things were done during that. Students, Gandhiji started a new phase of movement. It was against the British rule or the British government, and it was in the middle of the Second World War. Now on 8th August 1942, Mahatma Gandhiji, he started Quit India movement. You call it also as Bharat Chodo Andolan. It was an immediate end of the British rule in India. Now, what had happened after this particular thing was said by Mahatma Gandhi? Now, on 9th of August, Gandhiji and the all other Congress leaders, they were arrested on 9th of August, and the Congress, it was declared as illegal. Congress को उन्होंने illegal declare कर दिया. And but this movement, it cannot be crushed by the British government. It cannot be stopped by the British government. And in the entire country, hartals, strikes, demonstrations were there. People, they attacked the police station, public offices, government offices were attacked. They attacked the police stations, post offices, railway stations. And in order to suppress the revolt, by 1943, approximately 90,000 people, they were arrested, and around 1,000 people, they were killed in police firing. So these were the various steps which were taken by the British people in order to suppress the revolt. Mass killing, you can say was in the form of mass killing only. Now the next one is towards the independence and partition. Now Muslim League was demanding for a separate nation, an independent state or an independent nation for the Muslims, both in the eastern India as well as on the western part of India. At present time, you will see on western part we have got Pakistan, and on the eastern side we have got Bangladesh. Now from the late 1930s, what was there? The league, it began. Students, from the late 1930s, League began viewing the separate nations for Muslims apart from the Hindus, and because of which there was the rift between the Hindus and the Muslims. Now the Congress rejection of the League's desire to form the Joint Congress League government in the United Provinces in 1937, it also annoyed the Muslim League. Now the Congress, it failed to convince the Muslim masses, the Muslim League people, and after that what Muslim League wanted, they wanted a separate nation for themselves, and they said that they have got a good support of the people also, a great social support they were also having. So by the end of the 1945, the British, what they wanted negotiation between the Congress and the Muslim League, and so that they can sort out their issues, so that they can sort out their problems, whatever they were facing. Now elections were held in the provinces in the year 1946, and in those elections, in those general constituencies, the Congress, it had done well, and the Muslim League, it succeeded in the seats that were reserved for the Muslims. And finally they demanded for what? Finally they demanded for the separate state of Pakistan for the Muslims. Now in March 1946, now British government sent a cabinet mission to India, and what was the purpose of sending that mission? To transfer the power to the Indians, to transfer the power from the British to the Indians. Now the mission, what it suggested? The mission, it suggested that Indians should remain united, and but when it suggested that Indians should remain united, at that time the League did not agreed upon it, and at that time there was no option except partition. Now the British policy of divide and rule, it helped in creating a rift between the Congress as well as the Muslim League, and after the failure of the cabinet mission, the large scale communal riots, it broke out in the country, and it started on 6th of August, and the year was 1946. The Muslim League launched it as a direct action day, and the riots, they started in the parts of Calcutta, and it slowly it broke out in the other parts of the country also, and large scale killing of people was there, untold brutalities which the women and children they had faced. Many people, they became homeless. So there were a number of problems, there were a number of brutal things which were faced by our people only. And finally, Lord Mountbatten, the last viceroy of India, he announced that India would become a free nation, and the new state of Pakistan was also created. So children, the independence that we got, it had a mixed feeling. It had a mixed feeling of happiness also, as well as sorrow. Happiness because we are getting independence from the British government. We are an independent country, and sorrow because of one of the part of our country, it was separated from us, that is the partition of Pakistan. So what you people have to do is that you people have to read the content, read the things thoroughly which are given there in the book, and you have to solve the NCERT questions.